किसका? हाँ, yes, this one. This is helpful in travel and all that. But it's only that it has got a lot of volume, so you have multiple books like this. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for giving your valuable association. And thank you, Kunal Prabhu, Hina Mataji, Alia, Miraya, for hosting all of us. Thank you so much. It's not easy to host program in homes. There's so many preparation one has to do. Right? Small things has to be taken care. And despite you both working, you have managed on a working level. Thank you so much.
We learn from each other.
Oh, no, we learn from each other. It is a good quality. Learning from each other. Why wait to make mistake? We learn from each other. That's faster way. Okay, so let's get started. Jaya Radha Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapayamriyam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganam Vitam Tam Tajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Sa Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna. So thank you very much, dear devotee, for giving a valuable association. So we'll continue study of our Srimad Bhagavatam. So anybody has volunteered for singing Vishwa Stuti today? Who's going to sing? Nobody has prepared? Oh my God. Out of syllabus. Out of syllabus? You said somebody will sing. This is going on, but we are studying Vishwa Stuti. And Bilasu said, I told Bilasu, you should try. And he said, well, don't remember. No, we finished. But we thought since chapter is going on, we should still recite. It's like it's good to recite.
Yes, last one.
No. Nobody is reciting? Avnish. Okay. That's good. Last time Mata is now today is Avnish. Okay, who wants to do it quickly? Because we are going to start now. It takes 5-7 minutes to do it. Everybody has Vishnu Stuti?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. He said yes. I mean, wait. I don't know.
Gate is open. Yeah.
Yeah, gate is broken, so
Oh, broken.
that's why I'm not entering.
3 times is broken.
Yes, go ahead.
Shri Bhishma Uvacha
Shri Bhishma Uvacha
Imati Rupakal Vitreshna Bhagavati Satvata Pungave Vibhuni
Iti Mati Rupaka Vitare Krishna Bhagavati Sarvata Pungave Vibhumni
Swasukhamupagate Vajvihartum Prakritimupeyushiyar Bhavam Pravama
Swasukhamupagate Vashidvihatum Prakrtimupeyushiyad Bhava Pravam
Tribhuvanakamanam Samalavam Ravikaragomravayam Dadami
Tribhuvan
Kapura Kapula Vitananam Vijaya Sakera Tirastu Me Navadya
Vapurala Kapula Vitananasyam Vijaya Sakhera Tirastu Me Navadya
Yudhitarajo Vidhumraveshva Kachiludita Shamavarya Petasye
Yudituragarajo Vidumra Vishwa Kachalulita Shramvaryalam Kritasye
Mama Nishita Share Divyamana Tvachivila Sakavachestu Krishna Atma
Amanishita Sharai Vividyamana Vachivilasa Tavachestu Krishna Atma
Sapadi Sakivacho Nishamyamatye Nija Parayor Valayoratam Nivesha
Sapari Sakhi Vasho Nisham Yamadye Nija Parayo Ganayo Nivesha
Savati Parasai Kayorachna Pritavati Partha Sakerati mamastu.
Stitavati parasai nikayuras ritavati pasakeratir su
Yavahita pritana kamnireksha svajanavadhati mukasya dosha purudya.
Vahita prudana mukham nirishya svajanavadhati mukasya dosha purudya.
Vidayaya charanarati paramasya mestu.
Kumati maharadat mavidyayam charanati paramasya tamasya mestu.
Sanigamamapaya pratigna tam adhikartumavaputo atasam.
Swanigamamapam pratigyan mritamadikrartumavapluto rathasya.
Yaya chalatu haririvahantu miham gato hariya.
Dhritarata charano haririvahantu mibam gato tariya.
Ita vishikahato vishirnadamsha shataja parikluta tata dimame.
Shita vishikhato vishinadamsha shatajapari pluta
Savamadisasadhartam savavatu me bhagavan gati mukunda.
Kasabhama visasa madhyadartha sabhavatu me bhagavan gatir mukunda.
Jayaranta kutunga Tita ayayashmini prachiye
Vijaya Radha Kudram Vidam Siye
Gavatira tirasu Mucho yami haniriksha hatagata parupam.
Bhagavati Ratirasu Me Murmusho Yamina Niriksha Hatagata Sarupam.
Adita gati vilasa asa pranaya nirikshana kalpito
Kalita Gandhila Valguhasam Pranaya Nirikshana Kalpito
Pitavatya madhanda प्रकृतिर्महन्ति लयस्य
कृतमनुकृतवत्य उन्मदानं प्रकृतिमगन्धिलयस्य मुनिगणरूपमर्य सन्तुलेन्द सदसि युधिष्ठिरराजसूयेषाम्
Papeda Ikshaniya Mama Rishiho Charahesha Vihatma
अर्हणमुपपेद ईक्षणीयो मम दशिगोचरेषः विरात्मा
Imamam Sharira Bhajam Vedi Dishtikam Hakal
तमिममहत्यजं शरीरभाजां विधिरिदिस्थितमात्मकल्पितानां
Yedishamivanaikamekam samadhigatosmi vidhutabe
प्रतिदृशमिव नैव दार्कमेकं समधिगतोऽस्मि विधूतभेदमोहः
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram,
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe,
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe.
Jaya Gaurani Pai, Jaya Gaurani Pai, Gaurani Pai, Jaya Gaurani.
Jaya Gaurani Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Jai.
Ramacharya Srila Vihas Thakur,
Jai.
ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada,
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Prem.
Hari. Very wonderful. Thank you so much. So nice. So happy. Very nice. No, no.
Mataji has so much hidden from him. So that I knew the names now. He only has.
Everybody has to bring hidden talent, no, from there. So please prepare. Next week also we will sing this. But next week we'll change the format. Everybody will sing one. So Mata will change, then second, third, like that will go. So everybody has to prepare. So you don't know where you will be sitting. Okay, so we'll start from here and then we'll start. So you have to remember the whole thing.
Like random.
Random it will come. So you have to prepare the whole thing. Because you don't know where to start, right?
Vilas Prabhu is doing the whole thing next week. No, I'll be playing Telangan. Oh,
Yes,
my syllabus is there.
he has taken the service already. Okay.
So do it with the local one time. No, one time. I can give you money just
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for gathering here on this Friday evening for our Bhakti Vriksha. We will continue study from Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 9, passing of Bhishmadev in presence of Lord Sri Krishna. So we have covered now the Bhishma Pitama has departed. He has left his mortal body, this world, and has gone back. So now we'll see what happens after that. So before that, let's invoke the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We continue study so that we know the deeper understanding of this. This is so important for all of us to study. Yesterday, we were discussing about how difference between knowledge and understanding. So by scrutinizing his study, and Prabhupada always instructed we should study, not read. We have to study his books. Study meaning that doing cross references, and Prabhupada purpose gives that information. You don't have to worry. But so much cross reference that it is very, very astonishing how much Prabhupada has put his heart and soul in this. So you should always do that. So before we begin, so whatever we are going to read or hear, it's all by the mercy of our Gurus, Guru Varg and Srila Prabhupada, whose scripture we are referring to, and whose lectures which I listen to, and then from there we bring the extract and present it here. So nothing is mine. If there is any mistake, it's all solely mine. If there's any gratitude, it goes towards all this devotees. Thank you so much. So with this, let's begin with verse number 45, 44. 43 is what we finished last year, right? We stopped. So we'll start with 43 is where we stop. So we'll start with 44. Verse number 44. Sampadyamana Magyaya Sam वही है ना अरे हाँ संपद्यमानम आज्ञाय भीष्म ब्रह्मणि निष्कले सर्वे बभूवुस्ते तृष्णी व्यासिव दिनात्यते. Okay, who will read? Who wants to read this? Okay, then you. Yes, please go ahead.
Knowing that Vishnudeva had merged into the unlimited eternity of the Supreme Absolute, all present there become silent like birds at the end of the day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is a very wonderful purport. So the whole purport we have to read and understand. So it's a very, very wonderful point Prabhupada makes into this. So Prabhupada says in the purport, so all the translation purport by our beloved Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In purport, Prabhupada says to enter into or to become merged into the unlimited eternity of the Supreme Absolute means to enter the original home of the living being. What is our original home? Golok Vrindavan. That's our eternal home. But we have it here, incoming in America. The living beings are all components, parts and parcel of the absolute personality of Godhead. And therefore, they are eternally related with Him as servitor and the served. So we are the servitor, we are serving Him, and He is the one who is served. We serve Him, right? Jivera Swarupe hoy, Krishna re Nitya Das. So we are always a servant of Sri Krishna, right? The Lord is served by all His parts and parcels as the complete machine is served by its parts and parcels. So this is a very important point which Prabhupada is making here. You know, and then Prabhupada makes further point. Any part of the machine removed from the whole is no longer important. It's such an important point. Let us try to understand from analogy. So there is analogy here. So there is a laptop and it has got a key which is missing. Probably you can fix that, you know, one part, no problem. But for example, if there is a key which is missing, which is found on the street, what will anybody do with that? It goes into trash. It has no meaning at all. But if you keep the whole laptop with just one key missing, although that's still valuable, isn't it? So whole is more valuable than the part, right? So we all are amsha. We have got separated from Krishna, right? So as an individual, we have no such value. But if you go back also, excuse me, if you go back, there is a definite value. It will make the whole thing very clear. So that's what Prabhupada is saying, that any part of the machine removed from the whole is no longer important. It's no longer important. Nobody wants to walk. One key is gone. What's the matter? I can still use my computer. So this is something that we should understand. Because Krishna is, you know, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is coming verse. The Ekela Ishwara Krishna Are Sabha Bhritya. Only Krishna is supreme, everybody else is just supporting Krishna and serving him. That's what it is. So we should have this clarity in our mind. And then Prabhupada says we are all part and parcel. Mame Vansho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Right? Now, similarly, any part and parcel of the absolute detached from the service of the Lord is useless. Means we are a jiva, we are separated from Krishna. So we are, if we are not serving Him, even here, then there is no point in our existence. You know, we exist to serve Him so that we can go back to our own eternal abode. And again, we have to do the same thing. So devotee says, you know, when we are here, we do this. So what we'll do that? We just do the same thing. We make prasadam, we serve devotees, we serve Krishna, we just take part in the Leela. That's what we are doing. So we are practicing here. Right? You have to practice here and then go there. Like, you know, before getting into a job, you get internship where you learn how the corporate world works. You learn, right? How to access, how to get into this, what access. Because as a college out, coming out that they are very charged up and they can do so many things. No, I can do it. No, you have to follow a process and particular protocol. You cannot just, barge into somebody's room and things like that. So many things are there. So they learn these things and they go back and do same thing. Similarly, we also have to do the same thing here. But there is only one service that you can do here, which you cannot do there. What service is this? I heard in one Maharaj's class, so I'm asking this. Only one service that you can do here, which you cannot do in Golok Vrindavan. Preaching. It's already bhaktas there. Book distribution, now you cannot do that. You have to do it here. What will you do? Who will buy you? No. If I go and do book distribution in Vrindavan, nobody buys because it's very difficult. Everybody is bhakta. Bhagavad, yeah, we know, and they will start telling you Bhagavad there and there. Become very difficult to preach in places like that. So that's what we have to. This is like a training ground. We should learn how to serve Krishna. Then Prabhupada says that the living beings who are in the material world are all disintegrated parts and parcels of the supreme whole, and they are no longer as important as original parts and parcels. So we have no importance. There are, however, more integrated living beings who are eternally liberated. The marginal energy of the Lord, called Durga Shakti. Durga Shakti is nothing but she is known as Jagdamba. Jagdamba means the mother of the earth. So she is a mother. She is taking care of this place. And she is the superintendent of this prison house. So we are in the prison house. And she takes charge of the disintegrated parts and parcels, and thus they undergo the conditioned life under the laws of material nature. Therefore, the suffering comes. But what happens when the living being becomes conscious of this fact? He tries to go back to Godhead. When you understand, oh, no, I am lost, then I will try to find out, oh, where is my home? I'll go back. Like in India, when the big fair festival going on, the child will get lost. And then they'll announce, okay, this child is lost, child is crying. If he knows, he will give his parents' number and they'll call and find him. The same thing, we are lost. We have to cry for Krishna. But we are enjoying. Right? Isn't it? We all are enjoying so much so that we have forgotten even who is Krishna, who is our ultimate father. We have forgotten that. That is our condition. And therefore, the suffering comes along with that as soon as we forget. And thus the spiritual urge of the living being begins. So, when we have the spiritual urge, means Brahma Jigyasa, when it comes in our heart, then we start searching who is Bhagavan, who is he, who am I, what is my relationship, all those things. So, there are multiple ways one can go back here. Like here, we see who is eligible to go back. So 3 people are eligible. Jnanis, yogis, and bhaktas. These can go. Other than that, nobody can go. There is like a little longer time. So how they can go? So Jnanis go. Prabhupada explains here in the Parvata. I just put it into a slide so you can understand this. It's like by knowing the Brahman, the Jnanis they will explore who is Brahman, try to understand, read scriptures, Vedas, everything, and then think this is Bhagwan. They will go there. Similarly, yogis, a lot of austerity, a lot of renunciation. They will give up the worldly pleasures. They don't want to enjoy, like Ashtanga yogis and all that. And by renunciation, they again can go back. But where do they go? They go in the Brahma Jyoti. They don't go into the eternal abode of the Lord. Only bhaktas go there. Only devotees go there. So that is our position, that we are all practicing Bhakti Yoga. So we are on the bhaktas. And through devotional service, by reviving our dormant love for Krishna, which is already like a dead. And many times we come to US and our account in India becomes dormant in the bank. Then you immediately, as soon as you go, say, okay, let's activate this account by making some deposit into that, and the account is activated. Similarly, in our heart also, there is a Krishna prem is there, but it has become dormant. It's sleeping. Sushupta avastha. Somebody needs to wake it up. Okay, please come for Kirtan. Oh, read this Bhagavad Gita. Have this prasad. Some stimulus has to be given, and through which somehow we all get connected. All of us have some story. That's how we all got connected, isn't it? So Same thing. It's there. But once it's awakened, then we have to keep it ignite. We have to make sure that we keep adding the fuel of bhakti. We read, we chant, we do austerity like Ekadashi, Janmashtami, we participate in the festival, we participate in Rath Yatra, associated with devotees. These are all fuel which requires to keep our bhakti burning. If you don't do all those things, the bhakti will again just extinguish. So you will keep adding this fuel, ingredients to keep this alive. And then what happens? Then we can go back to Godhead, which is Vaikuntha planet. Our path is little higher, that we want to go to Golok, beyond Vaikuntha. But Vaikuntha is also a nice place. If we are able to go to Vaikuntha, there is no problem. Like people who cannot come to US, say, Canada is also good. At least we are in the Western world. Things like that, So we should also think in this terms that, okay, let me do a bhakti. At least we should have the higher goal. Right? Because we cannot settle for Mexico and just I will cross the border. Then it's a dangerous thing. Many people do that, but that's not something we want to do. In Goloka, there is nothing like a border and all those stuff. We cannot go there. So that is what it is. So we have to understand that how we can go back. And this is what Prabhupada is saying, that this is how we can go back to Godhead. Now, so we are all, we are all Baddha Jiva. So what happens is that from Goloka, some Nitya Siddha Jiva comes. Nitya Siddha Jiva or Nitya Mukta Jivas come. Like Srila Prabhupada, they will come here, they will listen. So they can take us back. Then once we go back, what do we become? So there's a Nitya Siddha, Nitya Mukta, who are the eternal soul, who are coming from Goloka and coming to help us go back. So we are Baddha Jiva. Then what happens when we get liberated? What do we become? Nitya Baddha has to join karo or something like that. Huh?
Like
No, Nitya Siddha, we cannot be Nitya Siddha. We are not Nitya Siddha. We are Baddhas. We are bound here. So we become what? We become Baddha Mukta. We become Baddha, but we become liberated.
What is Baddha?
Baddha is attached, who is bound in this material world. So bound but becomes liberated now. Baddha Jiva, first bound, now we are bound, but as soon as we come in association with the Nitya Siddha or Nitya Mukta devotees, like Srila Prabhupada, the pure soul, then he has a power to take us back. Then we become Baddha Mukta. We become liberated. That's what it is.
So who inspires them to come down? Is it like
Krishna sends them. See,
Krishna sends.
that time I think we were seeing one video, right? I think in reading we were seeing this. Amarendra Prabhu mentioning that one cannot get bhakti just like that. Only when Radha and Krishna are sitting in the Goloka, they think that I want this jiva to come back. That's where we get bhakti. That's where we get connected. Somehow we get connection, and then slowly our bhakti begins. So we are fortunate that Radha Krishna remembered us. That I want these devotees to come back to me. And now we have got, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are able to practice that bhakti yoga here. And because of that, now we can go back. But still, because of, anarthas are there for millions of lives that we have lived, it's still catching on. We are having so much backlog and backpack we are carrying. So that has to go away. But only Krishna can cut them off. On our own strength, it's not possible. But Krishna can. So that day, Adigar Prabhu was telling in Janmashtami lecture, he was saying, the curtain will open in shortly and you can ask anything. But what is that? Spiritual, not like, material thing.
No, not material.
And then he says, I am confident that it will be fulfilled by Krishna. Isn't it? So what is that? He's also trying to give us the pure bhakti. So we should follow this, advanced devotees' instructions and try to absorb into this bhakti as much as we can. Yes, Prabhu, you say.
So you aspire to go to Golok,
Yes.
or you some acharyas, like they say, I want to be a servant of Radha Krishna, right? Like forever.
Mhm.
Like so that it doesn't mean like you will be born again and again, but I want to be
Yeah.
close to Radha Krishna.
So, I think we mentioned this some time ago that, our Swarupa gets evolved over a period of time. Like a child, for example, when he's growing, then he sees his father, mother, say, I want to become like you. Then slowly get to school, then they get influenced to friends and they say, okay, I want to become like this. Then they say, I want to become that, this, and then eventually become something else. So it's like evolution of the person, isn't it? Similarly, we will also evolve. Like initially we think I want to do service, then I want to do this, do that. And slowly, we also, our Swarupa gets evolved, depending on what kind of attachment we get here in the bhakti. It gets evolved. So somebody say, I want to eternally serve. You would, yeah, so you take birth again, but you want to serve, but you again get a very pious birth. You get very, you have the mercy of the Radha Krishna, the devotees on you. So you can serve that. And you'll be engaged into the service of the Lord like that. A lot of devotees, I want to just take everybody back. Till the time I take everybody back, I want to just serve here. Yeah, there's a possibility. Like Vasudev Datta, he says, until everybody is liberated, I will take the karma for everyone. But Mahaprabhu, please take them back. I will suffer in the hell for eternity. But if you can take them back, and that's why Vasudeva Datta is so, affectionate to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like that. So, yeah. So, yeah, impersonal feeling, we just saw that. So, yeah, so what is saying that Brahmajyoti is spread unlimitedly. We are very tiny, like a mustard seed, not even a mustard seed. When you look at the Brahmajyoti, we are nothing, very insignificant. Earlier, in the internet also you see the video, not video, picture. The sun is here, then small, and then Earth is not even seen there. And then something else comes which is even bigger than sun. The sun becomes like this. So we can see that is still a material world only, which is just 1/4. What to talk of 3/4? That's where the Brahmajyoti is on the border. So it's unfathomable. But scripture described how vast it is. So we have to trust the scripture, understand, and say, yes, I'll accept. Not unless I see it, how big it is. Oh, we are not qualified to see that yet, isn't it? We are not qualified. Somebody says, I want to go and check how good is US, then I'll come. No, you are not qualified. First take the visa. Similar, we have to get qualified to go to at least Brahmajyoti. Somewhere we have to go. But that's not happening. So we have to practice. Yeah. So this, and the material world is but a covered portion of an insignificant part of the same Brahmajyoti. This covering is temporary, and therefore it is sort of illusion. It's temporary, and therefore it creates an illusion. Now, Bhishmadev, as a pure devotee of the Lord, entered the spiritual realm in one of the Vaikuntha planet, where the Lord, in his eternal form of Parthasarthi, predominates over the unconditioned living beings who are constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. So we talked about last time, right? And Narendra, you only mentioned that like it changes from one planet to another planet, right? That how Krishna's Leela is eternal. So that's his Leelas are eternal. So his Swarupa as a Parthasarthi is also eternal. So Bhishma is there in those planets and he's serving Krishna in the Parthasarthi Swarupa. So whichever Swarup is desired, dear to us, we will serve Radha Krishna in that form. If we think that, oh, I want Laddu Gopal, like I want to serve him a parental, yeah, you will serve him as that. If somebody says, I want to become like a friend, okay, you will serve me as a Sakha, like that. So that's how, and again, this will evolve over a period of time. So now question. Prabhupada is writing one beautiful statement. So I have a question coming up here. Okay. So the question is, explain how. Prabhupada writes it, and I'm going to put that purport here. The love and affection which bind the love and devotee are exhibited in case of Bhishmadev. Okay. Anybody understood the statement? Is it clear? The love and affection which bind the Lord and devotee are exhibited in the case of Bhishmadev. Question is how? So we have studied, it's all completed.
It is like when Bhishmadev took a vow that either I will kill Arjun or Krishna will have to take a weapon in his hand. So on that day, he like aggressively shooting arrows towards
Arjun.
Arjun, and some arrows are getting touch down to Krishna,
Okay,
and the blood is coming out of the body.
okay.
So that shows like he's trying to satisfy his devotee, even though he's a supreme, can make sure
Mhm.
that the blood cannot come and everything will go fine. But he
Yeah.
went into that, what is the verse? I
Virya
forgot.
ras.
Virya.
Yeah, but beyond that, what happens beyond that? Because Krishna,
He reached Vaikuntha.
no, he reached Vaikuntha, he's already reached now, but we are discussing. Prabhupada is going back now. See, please understand, Prabhupada's purport now is reminding us from the beginning of this Bhishma Sutta or the chapter that is started, is reminding from there. So that's what we need to think. We have to, like, what do you call?
Picks up a weapon to fulfill
Ah,
promise of his devotee.
correct. So this is like love and affection. He says, oh, no, my devotee has taken a vow. So he wanted to glorify Bhishma Dev. He wanted to glorify Bhishma Dev. Oh, because of him, I am breaking my vow. That means how much dear it is. How much dear that devotee is. That Krishna himself breaks his vow. So very good. Yes. Okay. What is other point? There is one more point in Bhishma Dev's departure. Where he's showing this affection towards Bhishma Dev.
I think,
Ah, yes. He is present before him.
yeah.
See, any devotee's desire is what to remember Krishna at the time of departure. And Krishna himself came and fulfilled. That means is such an amazing devotee. Is there a devotee who, like, somebody is leaving his body? Yeah, I'll just call him and say, yeah, sorry, I may not. No, somebody will do everything and go in front of them, isn't it? If you really love him, you really love someone, then you will do everything for that person. So that's what Prabhupada, purports are very, very beautiful. It gives so much detail. And that's how we should study. And then further Prabhupada writes, Bhishmadev never forgot the Lord in his transcendental feature as a Parthasarthi. And the Lord was present personally before Bhishmadev while he was passing to the transcendental world. This is the highest perfection of life. Bhishmadev's departure is the highest perfection. Whole life, what we did, it doesn't matter. But what matters is, are we remembering Krishna at the time of death? That means we have to do something through the life so we can do that. Isn't it? It's very difficult to remember Krishna at the time of death. Not possible. Very difficult. Very difficult. Because the whole life, whatever we do, that's only going to come in our mind at the time. Maybe it's the business or the family relations, anything, all those things will come in our mind. Nothing else will come. Because there is so much pain in the body at the time that we will forget Krishna. It's not easy. Therefore, this is so important. Okay, so let's go to verse number 45. Tatra dundu bhayo nedur deva manava vaditaha shashansuhu sadavo ragyam khatapetu pushpa vrushtayah. Yes, now you're ready? Go ahead.
And almost royal order reflects limitations of honor and respect. And from the sky fell showers of flowers.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, what happened? In the honor, when the Vishwadev departed, there's a drum being played and pushpa, all the petals are being showered on him. So it's such an amazing, glorious departure. And this is by whom? By all the demigods and the saints who are gathered there. So we can imagine how glorious it is. So here we can read the Prabhupada's purport. Bhishmadev was respected both by the human beings and by the demigods. He was such a great soul that everybody respected him. The human beings live on Earth and similar other planets in the Bhur and Bhuvar group of planets. But the demigods live in the Swara, which is above the Bhuvar Lok. or heavenly planets. And all of them knew Bhishmadev as a great warrior and the devotee of the Lord. As a Mahajan, he is one of the 12 Mahajans, right? As a Mahajan or authority, he was on the level of Brahma, Narada, Shiva, although he was a human being. So though he was human, he had that stature that he can be compared with them, like a Brahma, Narada, Shiva. Such a great honor that Bhishmadev got. Qualification on a par with the great demigod is possible only on attainment of spiritual perfection. There is no way, no other way that we can be compared. Because Narada is a great devotee, Lord Brahma is a great devotee. So if he gets him, he is like him. I mean, it's like something so amazing, right? But only because he attained the spiritual perfection through his life. During his life only he received it. Therefore, he was remembering Krishna at the time of death, and Krishna came in front of him because he had perfected his life. Nothing beyond that. Thus, Bhishmadev was known all over the universes, and during his time, interplanetary travel was effected by finer methods than the futile endeavors of mechanical spacecraft. So finer methods, they all flew from different planets and came there. Not like our aircraft, And I think in last November, December, there was a function in India for one of the great sadhu, and all the flights were booked up. Flight costs were like skyrocketed because everybody from US wanted to go to India who believed in him, and there was so much rush that flight tickets like skyrocketed because it was getting full. Everybody is rushing, but there is no rush here. They come a very subtle method. They could just travel. I think we should read the book of Srila Prabhupada, Easy Journey to Other Planets. It is very beautiful, vividly described all how we can travel back to other planets. Very nice. Small book. Prabhupada's small books are very, very, very powerful. Like gives very clear message. Any doubts that we have in our mind could be just erased when we read those books. Like that. In fact, other question is perfect question, perfect answer. It's also very wonderful book. You should read that book. Very beautiful. When the distant planet were informed of the passing of Bhishmadev, all the inhabitants of the upper planet as well as of the earth dropped showers of flowers to show the due respect to the departed great personality. Obviously, when even a mere mortal dies, if he's a great person, people come and shower flowers and all that, isn't it? Within a village, when procession goes, it's a respect. Even if you don't know, people will still shower. Okay, now at least he is departed. So at least at that time we show respect. But he was known in all the planetary systems. So therefore, more demigods came. This showering of flowers from heaven is a sign of recognition by great demigods. And it should never be compared to the decoration of a dead body. Or just getting decorated, nothing of that sort. In fact, when Prabhupada writes further that, we call this Jayanti, that Jayanti kind of thing. And then there is a holiday also in schools and all that. But Prabhupada writes that Jayanti is reserved only for the Krishna. We cannot do Jayanti just for him. Jayanti word is not like it's like an ordinary word. We think it's just an ordinary, but we start using it, but it's not. Prabhupada writes here. See, Prabhupada writes here, as it has become a fashion to observe the so-called Jayanti ceremony for any and every common man. Anybody who is not a great devotee is all common man, regardless of their position. Because when they live, it's like common. Because they write so many times, like at the time after the death, the poor and the king both are buried in the same place. There is no separation there. So he says, according to authorized Shastras, such a Jayanti ceremony for an ordinary man, however elated he may be or materially, he may be in a great position, he may have billions of dollars, after that nothing. It is an offense to the Lord because Jayanti reserved for the day when the Lord appears on the earth. So that's how it is. So we don't call Jayanti just like that. We have so many Jayantis in India especially. Yet nobody calls, but in India so many Jayanti comes. And as a schoolboy, we used to have enjoyment. Oh, tomorrow is a Jayanti holiday,
Gandhi Jayanti.
Yeah, many Jayantis come. And then holiday. And then we feel happy. Because that time we did not have this knowledge, isn't it? But now we have. So we should become a little conscious about how we use these words, what is it, and things like that. Bhishmadev was unique in his activities, and his passing away to the kingdom of God is also unique. Obviously, he is such a unique personality. Such a unique personality. It's unbelievable how unique he is. So, is like that. Let's go to next verse. Verse number 46. Tasya nirharnadini samparetasya bhargava yudhishthira karayitva muhurtam dukkhito bhavat. Yes. You want to read it, Akshay? Okay, Akshay, go ahead. Shaunak. Hare Krishna.
He's very compassionate person. He falls, he's saddened for everything.
Yeah. See, this is also very important verse because certain more emotions are being shown, and sometimes we feel that why somebody who's such an elevated soul is crying. Like he's become grief when somebody in the grief strike, and then it's very difficult. So let's read this. There are some quiz coming up. Okay, so you all be ready for that. You ready?
I look into
Okay.
Hare.
Try and see. Okay, something.
The receiver and turn it on, it works as well.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, no problem. We can do that. Hare Krishna. So here, there's some wonderful points in the purport, and then we'll have some quiz also. Okay, everybody, you have to pay attention. Get alert. In purport, Prabhupada writes, Bhishmadev was not only a great family head of Maharaj Yudhishthira, but also he was a great philosopher and friend to him, his brothers and his mother. They always, when Bhishmadev was there, they always got a lot of solace from Bhishmadev. And they will always go for any problem to him, and he will give guidance, based on his wisdom. And he always tried to protect them as well, as much as he could. So, and he was always loving, and everybody knew about it. Definitely Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana knew that he has a very soft corner for him. That's why the story that we read last time, all this happened because of them only. So, and Prabhupada explains further that how it has become like, since Maharaj Pandu, the father of 5 brothers headed by Maharaj Yudhishthira, had died, Bhishmadev was the most affectionate grandfather of the Pandavas and caretaker of the widow daughter-in-law, Kunti Devi. He was always taking care of them. Always, all the time. He will fight for them as much as he can, and always on their side. Always on their side. Because he knew these are very pious people, righteous people. They will not do anything wrong. They always had that thought in mind. So he's siding by them. Although Maharaj Dhritarashtra, the elder uncle of Maharaj Yudhishthira, was there to look after them, his affection was more on the side of his 100 sons, headed by Duryodhana. When Pandu died, Pandu was supposed to be king, but he died, and Yudhishthira was very young. Among Dhritarashtra and Pandu, Yudhishthira was the eldest son. So in a kingdom of kingship, when it has to pass on, it has to be given to the most qualified or the eldest son. Yudhishthira was both. He was the most qualified and also eldest. So naturally he will get the throne. But what happened that he was so young that they did not want to give it. So Dhritarashtra was made as a caretaker king. Earlier in India we'll have this something called, what do you call? Power of attorney. And then somebody will misuse those things, right? Now I think they've reduced some powers in that, something like that. So you cannot misuse it. But this used to happen. You give power of attorney, he'll take the property on his name and sell it to somebody, something like that. So same thing like that happened here. He was made a temporary king, or you just take care of this. You also have to take care of these 5 children. You have 100, take care of another 5 also. He said, yes, yes. And then he become so much affectionate with his sons that he couldn't leave that kingship. No way. He couldn't give it up. See, this is what happens in material world. These Maya's plans are very, we will enjoy that. Oh, this is nothing, a small thing. What's big deal? But it will entrap us in such a way that it's very difficult for us to come out. It's like banyan tree. You've seen the banyan tree, how the branches fall and all that and become so big that we don't know which is trunk and which is the root, right? If you go to in Gujarat, there's a place called Kabirwad. Saint Kabir came and planted a tree and something. Now, if you go there, there's so many. You don't know which is the main trunk. It's like that. So our life has become so complex with desire, attachment, and all those things that we are connected with this. Even a big storm comes, it will not uproot. Impossible. And to cut to also, it will take millions of years. Best is do bhajan and this life itself go back. Krishna can only do that. Magic. So that's what happened with Dhritarashtra. Ultimately, a colossal clique was fabricated to deprive the 5 fatherless brothers of the rightful claim of the kingdom of Hastinapur. So this was like they were deprived by playing the gamble and they all lost it. This was again cheating. All cheating happened there. There was a great intrigue common in imperial palaces, and the 5 brothers were exiled into the wilderness. They could not even give the 5 villages. Imagine, how much greed is there? How much greed was there? They could not give anything. We see today also it happens, when the dispute happened with the family, brothers and all that, they all fight. No, I will not give anything and all that. And then what happens at the time of death? Everything is gone. Why is so much attachment to this material world? Why? It is not at all healthy. It does not help anywhere in the spiritual practice. And I'm not talking about those big things. Even a small thing, we fight over small. This is mine, this, that. So much so. And because of our attachment to those things. And unless those bonds are cut, we are bound in this world. We will come back again. Prabhupada used to say, for one rasgulla, you'll have to come back in this world. One rasgulla. If you're attached to that, just imagine one rasgulla. And tomorrow, no rasgulla. It's so dangerous. If you're attached to eating one rasgulla, I couldn't get it. Okay, now you'll get it in next life. So better, we don't get, okay, fine, that's okay, no problem. I'll stay hungry, but not hamper for those things. Because those desires are getting imprinted in our mind, and those are building so much attachment, hankering, and desire. And over a period of time, we will forget, but mind has registered. And that's it. Now we'll be coming back to eat rasgulla. And then we'll have to go to West Bengal to Das rasgulla. What is it? Bilatu. Kesi Das rasgulla. Very popular in China.
I forgot about it.
He had eaten so much. Now he says, I don't know. Ah, yes.
You won't have the desire, or you will get a lot of rasgulla. Rasgulla will be there.
These are rasgulla, and he wants to eat rasgulla in Goloka.
Goloka.
I'm Bengali man, so I'll eat like Prabhupada's person. He's from Prabhupada's state, na? Kolkata, Bengal. So where were we? But Bhishmadev was always sincerely sympathetic, well-wisher, grandfather, friend, and philosopher to Maharaj Yudhishthira, even up to the last moment of his life. Because even last moment, how he was philosopher and all that, he gave this Raj Vidya to Maharaj Yudhishthira. He spoke how you should rule. Now, Yudhishthira Maharaj himself knew things, but since affectionate father, like when the son is going out, I know son has grown and all, but father will say, take care, drive this way, I mean, I know it is. Son will say, I know dad, I know all this thing. Why are you telling me? No, but like that, they will tell why? Because of love and affection. The same thing Bhishmadev is doing it for Yudhishthira Maharaj, which shows his love. Other is, okay, bye, that's it. No. Our custom is like we go after until he is gone, we keep seeing, those kind of things because of love. This is all love. All children need to understand this is love when they tell them, please do this, eat this properly. It's all love. Sometimes we get frustrated, including I also get frustrated sometimes, but it's now we understand it's love of mother and spouse and all those
So,
things.
in our culture, there's so much that we do in even small things, right? Like the same thing that is said while leaving. Everybody just says, right, inside the home, if somebody's leaving, just bye, and then person goes out on their own and everything.
Yeah.
But in India, the whole family will come out.
Yeah, whole family, until that person is not seen, they will be there waiting at the door.
At our side, probably they have a custom where they will bring, some water, right? And if once the person leaves, then they, kind of offer that water after them.
Yeah, there are so many things. Basically, it just shows that our love and affection for the person who has gone, And we never say that, okay, bye-bye. This is word, those words are coming here. And in India also, people are starting using those words. In India, people say like, in Marathi, they say, paratya. If you're going, come back again. Not like go, no. No, paratya. Parat bhetuya means we'll see you again. Gujarati means aujo. Aujo means you come back again. Like that. So we say all these things. It's not about like, okay, bye and forget it. No.
It's like I'll come back.
Ah.
It's like I'll come back. They will not like I'm going.
Ah.
Say I'll come back.
I'll come back. Even from home, you are living in the okay, me ye to hai. Okay, I'm going to market, I'll come back. That's what it is. This is how our culture is so rich. We should use this our language in this. No, bye, tata, and all this. Those are they have no meaning at all. What is the meaning in those? There is no rasa when you use those words.
There's no emotion, no feeling.
Exactly, no emotion, no feeling, nothing will come out of that. When you say how do you know, immediately your heart says, oh, that person is going to come back. That person though feels that, oh, I have to come back here. They're calling me again. Those kind of things. He died very happily by seeing Maharaj Yudhishthira to the throne. Otherwise, he would have long ago quitted his material body. Instead of suffering agony over the undue suffering of the Pandavas, he was simply waiting for the opportune moment because he was sure and certain that the sons of Pandu would come out victorious in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, as his Lordship Sri Krishna was their protector. So here he's saying, people think that, oh, so Bhishmadev waited so long. Why? Was he attached to his body? No, definitely not. He was waiting for opportune moment that, okay, once Yudhishthira Maharaj becomes a king, then I'm okay, I'm fine. He wanted to see that the righteous person is ruling the world. You see, the right person is ruling the world. And then he said, okay, now I'm at peace. So he was not attached to his body. Neither he was attached to his position. Neither he was attached to the, Hastinapur's, all those. No, he was not attached at all. Completely, he is renounced. He is Akhand Brahmachari. From childhood, he has never had any children. He was just serving the Hastinapur. Whole life he did that without any expectation. So, therefore, we should not consider this like a material attachment. It is definitely not material attachment. So, as a devotee of the Lord, he knew that the Lord's devotee cannot be vanquished at any time. He knew it. He definitely knew it because he's a great Mahajan. Maharaj Yudhishthira was quite aware of all these good things, which is of Bhishmadev. And therefore, he must have been feeling the great separation. He was sorry for the separation of a great soul and not for the material body which Bhishmadev relinquished. Okay, so we'll come to this, but let's question. Example of great personality is feeling grief. One at a time.
Great.
Personality.
Personalities who are feeling grief. They're crying because somebody
Draupadi.
died. Draupadi for
When her 5 sons were killed by
okay, yes, 5 sons were there, Draupadi. Okay. When? Of course, from there only we are trying to get examples. So Mata has taken the question itself as an answer. Oh, question as an answer, Very good, yes. Correct. Abhimanyu, very nice example.
Gopis when Krishna was leaving Vrindavan.
Gopis when Krishna living Vrindavan, yes. Okay. We can go to all scriptures, Ramayana, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many examples are there.
When Ram was going to forest, Ram was going to forest.
And then what happened?
Dasharatha left his body in grief.
Then what happened? But that's okay. That is Dasan Maharaj. What about Lord Ram? Jatayu died, he cried. Yes. What about other? Lord Ram, did he cry only for Jatayu? He cried for so many people. He cried for his father. When his father died, he was like crying profusely. And what happened on the battlefield? He cried again or no? What happened when Lakshman was hit and he became unconscious? He was crying profusely. Yeah, he was crying profusely. Now he only gave the gyan to Vibhishan. That don't worry, don't cry. When Kumbhakarna died, Vibhishan was crying because Kumbhakarna at least had a soft corner. He was not like a Ravan. So he said, don't worry, he's like a soul. And he gave all the gyan to Vibhishan. But then he was crying himself when. So why devotee cry? Devotee cry not because some body has left. No. They cry because I lost that association of that person. Who will I do my, katha with that person? What will I do without him? How will I do my bhakti? That's the association. So there are many examples in Chaitanya. Arjun cried when his father, Lord Ram cried when his father. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was uncontrolled, when Haridas Thakur died. He was like uncontrolled. If you hear this, when we read this chapter, dear devotees, in Chaitanya, we'll cry. If you read from the heart, I'm telling you, it is so beautiful, vividly Prabhupada, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami has written. It's very beautiful. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cried when he went to Gaya to, do the Shraddha ceremony for his father. He cried when his young brother, his elder brother,
First wife died.
His first wife died. All this, Mahaprabhu's life is also a lot of sad things that have happened in his life. Because he came as a mere mortal to exhibit, but to show us how to do bhakti. So he suffered all these things. When his parents were having so much grief that his eldest son has left, at the age of 18, Vishwarup left because his father would think, oh, my son has become 18 years, let's get him married. He came to know. So he immediately left. I don't want to get married. He took sannyas. And then Mahaprabhu told his parents, no, I'll be there. I will serve you. Don't worry. So they were consoled by him. And then when Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he went to, in the Chaturmas, he went and also to find where his brother is. Then he went to Pandharpur in Maharashtra, and then we found that his brother has already left this world. So in Chaturmas, they don't do any shave, haircut, and all that. But Mahaprabhu did that because he found that brother has died. What is that river name? Bhima River, right? Bhima River. Yeah. So you were there like that. Then Lord Ram cried when Lakshman fell unconscious. So these are the examples where. So we should not feel that why, but so we should not think that I am a great soul, I am devotee, I should not cry because the soul has died, the soul has left. Soul is still alive, is eternal. We should not even console others saying, it's all, we should not give that consolation to others. When people cry, it's a feeling of separation. So that's what it is. So this is something that we can remember.
sannyasi, her mother and wife.
Yeah, they also cried so much. They cried so much. Unbelievable. In fact, on this, there is a story. See, when this kind of discussion was going on, one devotee asked question to our Guru Maharaj. Said, these great devotees are crying and all that. Then why did Sandipani Muni, he had requested Krishna to bring back his son? He had knowledge, right? His soul. I mean, Sandipani Muni is not an ordinary person. He says, why did he ask for, Krishna to bring his son? Maharaj answered very beautifully. Okay, so we'll hear about that. So this is how his son was brought back. So what happened is that Krishna did this for a couple of reasons. One, because as a Guru Dakshina, Sandipani Muni would ask some milk, some yogurt, some cow, some grains, all those things was Guru Dakshina. And they will give it. But when he asks something which is impossible, nobody can bring this. Can somebody bring a dead son back? What did he do? He was actually glorifying Krishna, saying only Krishna could do it. So that was for his glorification. And Sandipani Muni also, because his son was a devotee, so he would do Harikatha, he will do his devotional service with him. Without him, how will he do? So he was a little worried, and that's why he requested, can you bring him? So that's the reason that Sandipani Muni requested him to bring his dead son back. Not that he wanted to have some enjoying life and all that. Nothing of that sort, not of that. But Maharaj doesn't stop there. He goes beyond, as his nature is, right? He goes deeper. So he says, now this creates a stimulus for Devaki. So when Devaki got to know that, oh, Krishna brought back his Guru's dead son, he says, Krishna, you brought back dead son of your Gurudev. What about my 6 children? Why don't you bring it back? Right? So he also brings them back, right? Because these 6 sons were the son of Marichi, who were cursed by Lord Brahma, to die. They were cursed. So they have to get liberated. Now they did a very big offense. I will not talk about the offense here, but we will talk when we are here alone. So when they created a big offense, so there are something called, the small offense and big offense. Like small means like some mistake we do, those kind of things. So these are like, there's something called dhulile and called vajrale. So dhulile means like, if you have to take small mistakes like a dust on our body, we can just take shower and we'll clean ourselves. And second is like a vajrale. Vajrale is like a big offense. It's like, somebody getting struck by the lightning. You get if one get electrocuted, the whole body gets burnt out. It's a big thing. So vajrale is like, Vaishnava Aparadha. If you offend a Vaishnava, it's like a vajrale. There is no remedy for that. Very difficult. So these 6 sons of Marichi, and Marichi also is Manasik Putra of Lord Brahma only. So he's a great grandfather. But they offended him. So Lord Brahma cursed them. And because of that, all this happened. That they came, they took birth to Mother Devaki, and they were immediately killed. But now Mother Devaki had that motherly affection, right? So she requested Krishna, and Krishna brought those 6 sons back. And obviously they came, as you can see, like very young, small boys. And as a nature, Mother Yashoda fed them her milk. But that milk was already tasted by Krishna. It became Adharamrut, the Krishna's remnants. So they ate that, and because of that, they got purified. And also,
It was Mother Devaki.
Mother Devaki.
Krishna was fed by Mother Yashoda, right? Not by Devaki.
No, so Devaki, when he was born, immediately he was fed and then he went. So he was given that, and then they got purified, and also they got love of Mother Yashoda, Mother Devaki, which is also pure devotee. So because of that mercy, they went back. Their curse got nullified. Only when Vaishnava mercy comes, Vaishnava Aparadha can be nullified. Otherwise, it is not possible. So this is how, the story happens. So we have to understand that this ordinary, when the great devotee cry and grieve or ask for something, there is a reason why it happens. And we should try to go deeper to understand it, not just thinking that, oh, he asked for his son, what is this? Like that. Because we have to understand the stories behind that. So that's what it is. Now, Prabhupada further writes in the purport, the funeral ceremony was a necessary duty, although Bhishmadev was a liberated soul. Like, funeral ceremony, putting on the pyre of wood and all those things, this is required. Because eventually the body has to be mixed with the Panch Mahabhut, right? It will get absorbed into that. Since now this important point, those who have only daughters, for them, this is important. Since Bhishmadev was without issue, the eldest grandson, namely Maharaj Yudhishthira, was the rightful person to perform this ceremony. So when we don't have daughter, what happens? They say, oh, who will perform last rite for a father or mother and all that? Yes, maybe their husband can perform if you have a daughter, right? They can do it. If you have your brother, their son can perform it. So it's all there in the Shastra. We don't have to worry that, oh, we will not get liberation. In India, people cry, I want son, because I will not get liberation. That's what their mental understanding is. But it is not like that. Here, Vishwadev had no son. Yudhishthira Maharaj did it. It was a great boon to Bhishmadev that an equally great son of the family undertook the last rites of a great man. So this is how we should understand. We should not confuse that what it is. Okay.
But a lot of these principles that were, in other yugas, right? That, what is the example? Who is a man and who is a woman, right? They had a different meaning to, how people are in Kali Yuga. So, I think one of the classes, a very long time back, they discussed that, in Kali Yuga, there is no real men, there is no real sons, right? Krishna is the only, soul man and son. So if, so those principles do not, same thing like no caste system, right? We are all Shudras, right? In reality. So if there is, when somebody passes away, this whole fascination of sons and, everything, that is all just, material anymore, right? So is there any real benefit to when somebody passes away, only a boy should light your fire? Is there any real consequence of that in Kali Yuga, or was that in other yugas only? In Kali Yuga, everybody is the same?
No, in other yugas also there, like, when Dasharatha Maharaj died, so obviously his sons offered the last rite for him. Like
in other yugas it was significant, but in Kali Yuga, is it significant or not?
No, it is still there. It is not that it is not significant. So we have to perform the rites which are there. The 16 samskara. Last one is this final rites. Right? We have 16 samskara that we perform from the conception of the child till the passing away of that same person. So that 16 samskara, one of these, that is performed. So there is no question that it is coming from there or not. We have to perform that. Now,
Probably once I also, it was Prabhupada only who said it, one of the lectures, that, when the story of Mirabai, he was telling the story of Mirabai to his disciple, right? So when Mirabai was in, I think in Vrindavan, and she wanted one of the Goswamis, I forgot the name. So I think I might be wrong. But she wanted to meet him, and he said that I don't meet him, right? I think we need to work with people or maybe voting. So she sent back a message that, in Vrindavan, there is only one Purush, and that's Sri Krishna. That's or not. So then he came and met him.
Yeah, so Krishna is the Parama Purusha. Everybody else is a female. We may have a body of male and female and all that, but actually in Goloka, Krishna is only male.
So that's what I'm saying, Prabhuji. So those sanskaras have to be performed, but do they have to be performed by a biological male? Is what I'm saying, asking.
No, so there are reasons why it is done like that.
In Kali Yuga.
In Kali Yuga also. There are reasons why they are done. I don't have the detail, but I know that there are reasons why female don't go beyond the door. Once it is done, there are reasons behind that. There are specific reasons which are mentioned in the Shastra, and which you still follow.
But nowadays, probably we see a lot of daughters, they are doing the last rite.
Yeah, because people just want to that, feminism is taking over. That, oh, I am equal to man, everybody. It is not like that. It is not like that. Female has his position, the man has his position in the society. If everybody become mixed up, then how it's going to function? It's very difficult. So there are reasons why the female is able to bear the child, why the male is not able to bear the child, right? Now say, I want to get a child. Oh, no, it's not. That's the way the body is designed. And they have got certain function that only female could do, only male could do. Why? There's a distinction which is given. But today people are thinking, no, man and woman, everybody is equal. Right? Equal is okay. How will you bring it equal?
But there is only one practical reason that I think that it's very difficult because as a people we are very soft, right? It's very
Yeah, that's the nature.
very soft to give a to women. I think that's one of the reasons. Yeah, maybe
No, my question was, Mataji, is, does anything happen? So the departing soul, right? Is there any consequence to the departing soul if anybody other than a biological male?
No, the consequence is only this, Mataji. Please remember this. All these consequences of male giving a fire, female giving a fire, he is going to Gaya and going all these things. Is all not there. Please read Bhagavad Gita, it tells very clearly. Only if you remember Krishna at the time of death, then we go back to God. Otherwise, whatever we are thinking, that's the body we are going to get. Regardless of who's giving fire. It's simply
If
nullified.
you worry about it, you may not go anywhere.
We should not worry. That's what we should think just about this. That what do I want to? I want to remember Krishna. Now, who gives me? Now, how does it matter to a body after the soul is departed that who is giving it on a fire? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But we should make sure that we as a soul, because we should think of ourselves. That how can I get liberated? The only way we can, yes.
Like when the soul is departing from the body, it says that soul or it's one kind of an energy towards the soul is surrounding the home or nearby body for next 10 to 13 days. So does what Mataji is asking question, whoever is putting the
Fine.
fire, that matters because the soul or the ounce of the soul is still surrounding.
From
No,
the one hot topic, I'm sure
We can discuss later, not an issue, but
Yeah.
No, I don't think it matters. I don't think so. But we'll find answers.
okay.
Okay, so let's do the last word for today. Let's quickly do this. Because then there are 3 more words, but we can't complete everything today. So let's do at least one verse. Tustuvura Manayo Rista Krishnam Tad Guya Namabhihi Tataste Krishna Ridaya Swashraman Prayayu Punaha. Yes. Okay, Mahi, go ahead, brother. Yes, you can come here. Yeah. Make it bigger.
Sages will glorify Lord Shri Krishna, who was present there when all of them came to their respective
Hermitage.
they will always love Krishna within their hearts.
Very nice. Very good. See, she corrected herself. She forgot Sri Krishna. So immediately went back and said, "Oh, Lord Sri Krishna." Very nice.
And she's only first grade, right?
yeah, she just started.
So yes, this is how the kids will start
Reading.
reading. I'm telling you, this is so profound. Very nice, Mai. Thank you. So what happened here? After the last rites are done, they all went back their homes. So Krishna Hridaya means they all have the Krishna in their heart and they went back, remembering Krishna. They glorified Krishna and then went. So the devotee of the Lord are always in the heart of the Lord, and the Lord is always in the heart of the devotee. It's such an important thing, right? Everywhere Krishna is in the heart of devotee, and devotee has the heart of Krishna. Because if you see this, here it says, Sarvyasya Chaham Hridhi Sinnivisto. Krishna is there in everyone's heart. And he says, Vaishnava is also in my heart. Krishna likes Vaishnavas. So Krishna remembers his devotees. Krishna is always remembering devotees. What is he doing? How is he doing? And the devotee is thinking of Krishna. That's a love. Right? Otherwise, if Krishna will think something else, then we will never get love. So this is important. Then Prabhupada further writes, now there is a quiz coming up because purport is very important. Here Prabhupada writes, so purport is this. Okay, Avnish, can you please read this purport till the highlighted part?
The devotees therefore are under the direct care of the Lord, and the Lord also voluntarily puts himself under the care of his devotees only.
Okay, so two questions. There are two sentences, so two questions. Okay. Tell me, devotees therefore are under the direct care of the Lord. Please give example from Shastra. Huh? Arjun, Prahlad, okay.
Gajendra.
Narad Muni, how? Please explain. We cannot just take names. We have to be real.
When he was 5-year-old and
No, what happened to him? He was not suffering as such.
so
Like that. I'm saying, okay, Dhruv Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Gajendra is the correct
Prahlad
name.
Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj, definitely Prahlad Maharaj, yes. So Gajendra comes in. Yes, somebody is saying something. Draupadi,
Oh,
yes.
that's good.
Draupadi, correct. Draupadi, she just surrendered. So when we raise our hand in the Kirtan, it is because of Draupadi's position. Oh, Krishna, I am surrendering it to you. That's what it is. It is not we are raising just because we like it. No, we are like, it's a surrender. See, when the police also say hands up, right? They say hands up. Means you surrender. So here we are surrendering. Okay, Krishna, I am yours. I have nothing in my hand. Hands up. Like that.
And that surrendering was very difficult, Prabhuji, what she did
Yeah.
in front of everyone.
It's so difficult. So it's like that. And of course, Prahlad Maharaj. So this is how all the devotees are holding only Krishna. They are completely care. Krishna, it's you who will take care. I have nothing else to do. So please take care of me. That's what. Complete surrender. Okay, next question. Krishna voluntarily puts himself under the care of devotees. Now, this is a little different. Oh, Mother Yashoda, yes. Okay, what else? No. 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 Then Krishna puts himself under the care of you. You take care of me.
Oh,
No, that was his love. He went there, but he didn't put under his care. I mean, show example where he put completely okay. You take care of me. Arjun, yes, correct. Very good example. Arjun, because as a chariot driver, he was completely under the care of Arjun because Arjun is supposed to protect the chariot driver.
Yeah.
Because they will hit him. Normally, when the war happened, they want to hit the charioteer so that he cannot drive further. But Arjun, yes, correct. Very nice. Priyansh. Okay. Then go back to all the scriptures. We have read. Huh? Lord Ram example.
taking care of.
Yeah, he's put under his care. Yes, like when he was building, for example, this, he could have built bridge just like that. Lord Ram can take everybody. Come on, let's go. And he will just
So then there's Sanjeevani also, how Hanumanji got.
everything. So he got that. So he's basically want to glorify. When Krishna puts him under the care of a devotee, the reason is that he wants to glorify the devotee. That how much that devotee is doing for me. Like Mother Yashoda. Oh, she's the best mother in the whole creation. Right? Similarly, all the devotee, all the monkeys, they got glorified. Oh, Hanuman, great devotee. Like that. Okay, what other examples? Any other? Yes, Vishaka Mata, you're trying to unmute.
Yes, Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhu.
Yes, give me an example.
Like when he was traveling, he had his cook with him, and whatever he cooks, I don't remember the name of the cook, but I remember reading the story.
Yeah, definitely. That is there.
And Nityananda Mahaprabhu also took care of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes.
But the Tridanda, like he broke the danda.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just trying to recollect, sorry.
No, yes, everybody has to recollect because we all are trying to do that only. Any other example from Ramayana? Sugriva.
The bear that, the bear.
But that is not his care. I mean, he's not putting him under the care. For example, like when he wanted to cross the river, he could have crossed just like that. But Kevat, how will he get glorification? So he'll get glorification. Anybody remembers Guha? Guha, yes, Guha and all that. Anybody remember this Juhu temple? You know, this line is whose line? I will build you a temple. This is what Prabhupada told to the deities of Juhu temple, the Sri Radha Ras Bihariji. He told, promise, I will build you a temple. He got the deities and told that I will build you a temple. There's an amazing story behind it. You should all read this book. Giriraj Maharaj has written this. So astonishing story. So what happened, you know, when this temple was being built, there's a person called N, you know, and then he was trying to cheat Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada gave money, got it, but he's trying to take it back and sell it to somebody else and like that. So there was going on, so much thing was going on. So once what happened, and this is a story which was narrated in one of the when the temple completed about 25 years, and this story was done. So they were saying that when the temple was still in a makeshift arrangement, it was not a proper construction, not a full-fledged temple or cement and all those things. The dispute was going on between Mr. N and Srila Prabhupada and his disciple. But look at the dedication of the devotees of the disciples, devotees of Srila Prabhupada, disciples. Amazing dedication. So when Prabhupada was not there, Prabhupada used to go out and preach different places. So Mr. N sent some goons, local goons, and that too on a Friday. So if they do something on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the court will be closed, nothing can happen, and those kind of things, right? So he sends the goons on Friday to remove the temple, you know, all the deities, break the deities and all that. So they come with, like, you know, the sticks and all rods and everything. They come, everything, you know, they come. And then when Mataji was doing Aarti at the time, she suddenly saw this happening. See, what did she do? She gave up and then immediately locked the door with the lock. And then she started running with the key. And then the goons are running. Oh, she has a key. So they were all running behind her. And as she was running, she threw that far into a grass. Now, that's very difficult to find out in the grass, some keys. So goons got very angry. Oh, so what they did, they dragged her with the hair and through legs and all that. Such a painful on the street of the Juhu at that time. And they were beating the Matajis. Everything happened. And one life member, Prabhupada had made one life member. He saw this. So immediately he called up Balasaheb Thackeray. You know, he was the Shiv Sena leader at that time. So he immediately sent 2-3 truckload of Shiv Sainik. They came and they took care of all this, you know, goons, and they all were gone. So what they did is that now that Friday is there, Saturday and then nothing can happen. They immediately constructed a temple on those 2 days, whatever they could do. Maximum construction is probably. So at least there's a fixed, now there's cement, concrete, RCC, everything is there. So you cannot immediately take out. If you have, like, you know, makeshift, then they could just remove it. But this is like a permanent kind of. So they made the structure as much as they could. Now that happened. And what happened to this side? Please remember, this is a true story, dear devotees. Okay. So these goons who have beaten these Mataji were dragged on the street, right? So for some reason, you know, after a couple of weeks, they were playing they were gambling, right? And within the gambling, some dispute happened. That, oh, I won, you know, you won, oh, you cheated, like that. Dispute started, and this become a big fight among them. And in that, it becomes so angry each other, you know, that they threw kerosene on one another and they burned them. They put a fire. And when one got fire, he embraced other. So because you put me on fire, he also. So all of them got burnt. And they got like 3rd-degree burn. And they also all died. on the same road where they dragged that Mataji. Same road. And their death was so painful because, somebody who get burned is so painful. We get little bit of fire, If you take Aarti also little bit on the, Bhakti is do, we said, Bhakti goes, suddenly he said, that's how we get burned. It's so painful. And so basically point is that this is how we should never offend a devotee. It's a big thing. And it will come back so heavily. So we have to be very careful in dealing with all these things. So all the, this is how the Krishna puts under the care of the devotees. It's so important for us to know this, that Krishna is taking care. And Krishna comes in our home in the form of deities in the temple and says, okay, you take care of me. You change my dress, you feed me, whatever you cook, I'll eat. So when the deity comes in our home, that means Krishna has given us to take care of him. That means you have to feed time to time. If you have a child and we are going out on something, oh no, today child will give child some, dry fruits. No, a child will say, Mama, what is this? I want proper prasad. Then mother will cook something. So same thing we have to think about Krishna when Krishna comes in our home. We have to feed them nicely. All the proper arrangement should be done. Wake him up on time, let them go to sleep, change their dresses from time to time. All those things have to happen. Because now Krishna has come completely taken care. Okay, I am under your care. Please take care of me. Otherwise, Krishna will go away. Krishna stays in a home where the care is given. Right? So that's what we should do when the deity comes in our home. And we all should aspire to have deities. It is so important. Right?
And Professor Victor Bhatt did that song that at that time, so when he died, ISKCON had, did a very
Yes.
proud gesture for-
When he died a couple of years ago, Radhanath Swami Maharaj sent brahmacharis.
He was not a reporter.
Brahmachari, because he said, because he helped my Guru Maharaj, we will do this for him. So whole procession when he was died, from his home, the devotees, the brahmacharis, so many brahmacharis, they're on his van when he was carrying with kirtan. Till his body was cremated in Shivaji Park in Dadar. Everywhere, throughout they were doing kirtan. When his body was being fired, the kirtan was going on. So that was the gratitude which, they give. So that's how it is. So our Guru Varg never forgot the positive thing, how he served, because that was such a key thing. If he would have not sent those Shiv Sainik, this devotee would have died and this temple would not have come. So it's all arrangement of Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihariji, because just to glorify this. So Krishna is always there to glorify his devotee. Whatever service we get, we should think that he's trying to glorify us. Because see, for example, if we do some service in Janmashtami, what happened? Oh, this devotee did a great service. The glory came to us because we did some service. People will see, oh no, he's doing such an amazing service. He's carrying so much load, he's doing this, running here and there. So Krishna is engaging in the service and glory comes to whom? To us. So Krishna is giving this opportunity. But similarly, when the glory comes, we should not become very puffed up. And so I'm doing it, I'm the doer. No, we are not the doer. We are getting this service because of the mercy of Krishna. He is telling someone, okay, please give him some service. Right, so it's already late. We'll stop here.
So, can I introduce one thing? Can I introduce, this is Udya. She's my
Hare Krishna.
neighbor, plus my big sister.
Welcome. Very nice meeting you.
She was very busy today, but I asked her to at least come now whenever she can. So, this is kind of-
No, thank you for giving your association. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll continue. I think before we come, there are 2 more verses in this chapter, so we'll complete it next week. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anant Purim Rashaminda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Question, comment, correction, Hare Krishna.
So I was wondering about time when the whole world, universe gets demolished, you know.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking all the Bhagavatam and all is gone. And when the new yuga, you know, the new
Again,
universe is created, like again you'll have all
again,
these
Leela is going on.
acharyas.
They will have, yeah, they'll come back.
I was like wondering,
Why wait for so long? We can read now itself and go back. That time the version will be different.
More slokas.
Yeah, maybe it will become 30,000 sloka. Who knows? Okay. Thank you, Vishaka Mataji. Thank you for giving your association. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Happy